My name is David Kenyai. I'm the chairman of Board of Management for the Yumbuni Secondary School and the Chua Secondary School. We wish to say that due to the current situation of the COVID-19 in the country and the world as a whole, I have found it necessary to engage the life coach to take the students through online coaching to enable them be focused as they stay at home. I want to encourage the students and the teachers to take advantage of the presentations which are being given online, because these are the very important and fundamental issues which are going to mold our students and make them understand how they can achieve better results during their examination. Not necessarily the exam. As a person, the coach is talking about the esteem, the self-esteem, and therefore she has really done a very wonderful statements on how we can follow the coachings. The students, when they are at home, we expect them, most of them, to forget even what they learned, and therefore this chapter is going to open their eyes and encourage them to still come back to school. Most of our students, we know they are in the local village where there is no online, but I'm encouraging even the parents and the teachers to make sure they assist the students to achieve or to get the online teaching through either WhatsApp, online learning. And very soon we are going to meet with the students, parents, and the teachers so that we review what we have done during our stay at home period. So thank you very much. Let us stay focused. Let us keep the social distancing, and let us also maintain the directives that are given by the government. Thank you very much.
Hello, how are you? My name is Life Coach Lillian Eka, and I'm delighted to come your way. My heartbeat is about transformation, releasing potential from within people, from within students, so that you can reach your highest potential in the shortest time possible. Any goal, any dream you have on your heart, it's very possible regardless of what challenges you ever faced yesterday, regardless of where you came from, regardless of what you've been able to achieve or not achieve. All that doesn't matter. What matters is what do you want, and I'm here to guide you into certain steps that you can follow to achieve your highest goals and dreams and celebrate this life. Most welcome. So, once upon a time, there was a master who was known for producing amazing results. Like everybody who ever became the richest person in the area, anyone who ever achieved amazing results, anyone who became a genius, they were all pointing their fingers at who? At the master. So one day, a young man went and knocked at the master's door. The master opened and said, "Yes, how may I help you?" And the boy said, "I've heard of the amazing things you're doing with everyone that's going through your classes. Kindly, I also want to succeed. I have a dream. I want to become somebody great. I want to do amazing things in this world. Help me." The master just looked at the young boy and told him, "You're not ready." So the boy really insisted, and the master told him, "Okay, fine, you go and get me 2 glasses filled with water." So the boy went away and returned with 2 full glasses of water. The master took them, and what did he do? He took 1 full glass, poured over the other, took the other full glass, poured over the other. What do you think was happening as he was pouring? Of course, the water was spilling down. So he put the glasses down and said, "The reason I am saying you're not ready is because right now you are like that glass that is full. You're full of anxieties, you're full of worries, you're full of corona, you're full of what other homework do I need to cover, what are my friends saying, what am I missing out on, TV things, fashion, the teachers, who likes you, doesn't like you, how much money you have." You're full of all those things which inhibit you from receiving anything else, so that makes you a full glass. So kindly go away and empty yourself. That's what the master requested the boy. Go away and empty yourself, and when you come back, you'll be able to have some room within you that if I post something within you that has helped all those other people out there succeed, you will be able to retain it, and wherever you go in this world, you will also use what you have retained within you to turn around your lives and to succeed. So I know you have a goal, I know you have a dream, I know you want to succeed, because nobody wakes up and say, I don't care about becoming a failure, I just want to become poor, I want to become a beggar, I want to become the biggest loser. Nobody says that. We all want to succeed. And that's why I'm here. So what I'm going to request you as we get started is what? Empty yourself. Empty yourself, make some room to receive that whatever I pour within you, you'll be able to retain it. You'll not be too full with all those other anxieties, okay? The only reason people succeed is because they keep staying hungry, curious for success. And that's the reason that small children are able to grasp things very fast. We remember things we learned in nursery, not because they were easy, but because we were hungry, we were curious, we were answering questions very fast. Even if we get them wrong or right, we were active in class. You fail, you start again, you get a wrong answer, your hand is still up. How many times do you need to be able to practice, on a bicycle before you get it? Many times. You can fall 3 or 20 times, but you don't give up. Same to swimming. You get to drink a little bit of water, but eventually you master it and the skill doesn't leave you. So the first secret of learning is what? You gotta be hungry, you gotta be curious, you gotta be comfortable enough to make mistakes. You gotta be easy, because making mistakes is part and parcel of learning. So again, empty yourself as we get started in this session, so that the success that these talks and these trainings have brought other people out there, children that have never seen a B or an A, have been able to move from number 300 to number 2 within one term. Someone moves from the last in the school, and within one term they turn around and they're topping in KCSE. I wish we had more time and I've gone through WhatsApp messages, testimonials, videos. You'll be amazed, but I'm praying that by God's grace we'll be able to visit one day and share with you all these things in detail. But for now, I pray that you're hungry enough for us to get started. So do you have a pen with you? You need to learn by having a pen constantly. Someone said the shortest pencil is better than the longest memory. So constantly have a pen with you, note it down, because you see, if you just depend on your mind to cram, the same mind forgets, okay? It deletes things, it generalizes things. So always make sure you have a notepad, because it enhances your retention capacity. So with your pens there, I believe you're ready, because research has actually been done and revealed if you go to a place where teaching and training and learning is taking place, and all you do is just sit, you find that later you're able to remember 10% of what was said, okay? But if you go to a place where teaching, training, learning is taking place, you listen keenly as you write your notes. Those two things, listening and writing your notes combined, enhances your retention or your memory to about 40%. You'll be able to remember about 40% of what was shared in that lesson. But if you go to a place where teaching and training and learning is taking place, and you listen keenly, you write down your notes, and you participate maximally, you are actively involved when the lessons and the learning is going on, whether you know the answer or not, you are learning like a child. You will not forget, and you find that by tomorrow, 2 weeks later, a year later, you're able to remember more than 80% of what was shared. You can move your grades today from those 30%, from that 50% into 80 and 90. How? Whenever any lesson is taking place, listen keenly, write down your notes, and participate maximally. Commit yourself to that. You know, being a candidate means at this hour it's injury time. This is not time to be going through new subjects, new topics. This is time to be mastering. What you need right now is a strategy of how to master everything you've ever been taught and deliver, okay, with winning results. Fine. So welcome on board. What are some of the excuses that people give for not having accomplished something? I know we've all desired, let's say, to produce high grades at the beginning of the term, but when the report card comes out at the end of the term, it's not exactly that. So what reasons and excuses do you give your parents for not having passed very well? Then remember, sometimes or most times the teacher has given you homework, okay? Then by the time books are needed, you've not exactly completed that homework. What reasons do you give for not having passed that exam or for not having completed the homework? So some of the reasons, I believe, range from this way. I didn't have time. This is what I've been told over and over by many students. Okay, it was hard. My book got lost. I forgot. I was sick. And there was a blackout. I know you know these are familiar excuses and reasons. Sorry about that. Let's quickly go through them. And where you're seated, I need you to give me, to help me categorize these excuses and reasons into two, I or E. I stands for internal and E stands for external. Internal means I am in charge, I'm in control, I can do something about it. Like it's within my power to be able to do something about this, okay? I'm just using familiar excuses. Now, E stands for external. It means these reasons are uko in Jupiter, Pluto, but not here on Earth. There is absolutely nothing in my power I can do about it. It's like, once this happens, then I'm doomed to fail. There's nothing I can do. And I can guarantee you'll find that I didn't have time. That falls under I. It's not like God gave some people 36 hours a day and others 24 hours. But in this world, you'll find some people within those 24 hours are able to do so much. And others within those 24 hours cannot accomplish anything at all and are ready to use excuses as to why they didn't get to read, why they didn't practice, why they didn't revise, why they didn't do their homework. Keep watching out and keep thinking. In the big picture, who is missing out? So you missed to do something that would have given you better understanding through reading and doing your homework today. Then tomorrow, same thing next week and the following month. You end up losing so much. No wonder at exam time it ends up that way, okay? And then it was hard. In the same exam you're saying it was hard. Are there other people that got results that just show this was very easy? Of course there are. So it was hard falls under I can do something about it. It's within my power to ensure I prepare better to make sure that the results end up with great results. That my preparation will make the answers easy. My preparation will make the remembrance of the whole exercise easy, okay? And then my book got lost. Can you do something? If you know that schoolwork is a matter of life and death, if schoolwork is priority to you, if schoolwork is a matter of destiny to open for you the next gate of the university, the gate to your career, you will find yourself getting other alternatives around my book was lost. Okay, so that's a complete I am in charge of it. I can do something about it. And then I forgot. If you really wanted to remember, would you be able to remember? I'm sure you would. Okay, so that's again another I was sick. So the examiner will just know, let me just give her all the right answers because I understand she was sick. There's some sicknesses that we can manage, we can do something about it. If it's a headache, if it's a running tummy, to ensure you quickly come back to what's priority for life. But a lot of people like to use this excuse and it ends up working against them. If it's so serious, then that's understandable, but oftentimes the sickness they are referring to is not that serious, or it's cooked up, it wasn't actually there. So can you do something about being sick? Of course you can. Drink some water, go to the chemist and get some Panadols or whatever it is, get some attention, and after a while come back to revision, come back to doing the homework. It will end up working for you. And then there was a blackout. Anything you can do when there's a blackout, there are candles, there are a lot of sources of light you can get. I heard about the story of a guy who passed from the village. So what were you doing? He says, I used to go sit in the streets where there are lights. I walk a walk, and at night I sit under a street light and I read. There are others that have literally had to camp outside people's houses where some light will find them and they're able to read, and they made it. When they've made it, they don't even remember the problems they went through. So even if there's a blackout, that's fine. I'm not asking you to create light, but can you do something about it to ensure the work is done? Yes. And so you find that of all the reasons and excuses that a lot of students give for not having progressed, for not having succeeded, for not having completed work, you'll find that 99% of these reasons fall within what? I. Only about 1% falls within external. What does that teach us today? For me to succeed, it's about me. The first step for anyone who wants to come from mediocrity, who wants to come from average into excellence, the first step is what? Say goodbye to excuses. All the people in the world that turned around their lives is because they said what? No more excuses. I'm going to wake up earlier. I will push myself. I'll revise this topic over and over. I will call teachers. I will call my friends to revise. I will get rid of distractions. I'll get rid of friends that are destroying my mind, those that are stealing my irreplaceable time. I'll get rid of them, because this is a matter of life and death. You don't want the year to be over, you get silly grades, and then you start regretting of all the things that you allowed that you could have done differently. So just know it's in your hands. It's in your power. You have the power to make different decisions to turn around this year to be the best year you have ever produced any results. I met a boy that I trained last year. I talked to last year from Kirwara Boys. And when I met him this year, he was a candidate last year. When I met him this year, he said, Madam Lillian, all the things you taught us helped me so much. I never ever thought I could get an A. And he told me from Form 1 to Form 4, he had never gotten an A. But he just started applying these little steps, and he was able to come out with an A. He's now a peer teacher. He's been taken as a peer teacher. He sits in the library to help other candidates prepare, even as he awaits to join university. You can be the next great testimony if you open yourself up to believe, to apply, and step 1, goodbye to excuses, okay? So let me clear my board. It's about you. It's down to you. What will you allow? What will you disallow towards the journey for your excellence? It's in your life. Okay, good. Now, I don't know who are some of your heroes in this life. Who are some of your heroes? Some people mention Mark Zuckerberg, and some mention Bill Gates, and some mention Nelson Mandela and Mother Teresa. There are a lot of wonderful, legendary figures. We have our own Wangari Maathai. We have Eliud Kipchoge. People that have achieved amazing feats in different zones of life, okay? Now, those people, did they go to the same school? Were they raised in the same home, same background? No. The Barack Obamas of this life. You look at the background of all the successful people, whether it's sports people, whether it's presidents, whether it's farmers, it doesn't matter. People that are producing outstanding results at a global level. If you look at their lives, they went through a lot of challenges. They had a lot of odds stuck at them, but they still overcame for them to become those famous celebrities, heroes, and legendary people. You are the next one, and how will you become the next one? You need to understand the mindset. You need to understand their behaviors, their operations. How are they thinking? Okay, so here I am going to give you let me say this, much as there are many reasons that led to those people becoming very successful, you will find 5 common reasons in the lives of all those successful people, okay? 5 common reasons in the lives of all those successful people in different fields. Those reasons are what helped them to become and produce outstanding success consistently. They kept lifting the bar, not like, oh, you did well today, tomorrow you're not doing well. No, this subject you're doing well, the next subject you're pathetic. No, it's not like that. They became outstanding all round, year in, year out. And what did they use to make them outstanding globally? Okay, because remember, there's only one you in the world. Your fingerprint, your unique fingerprint has got to be felt worldwide. So let's go through what I call the pillars of success. What is a pillar? You know, the chairs that you have, the tables that you use, they have like 4 legs. Those 4 legs are the pillars of the chair, the pillars of the table. They are holding up the table in place to ensure its functionality. You know, if one of the legs of the chair or table is broken, the entire table ceases to be functional. Now, I'm going to give you pillars of success, pillars that will hold you up in this life to ensure you become and remain a success. That no matter any winds and challenges of life that will ever blow against you, these pillars are here to ensure they make you become and remain a success, just like these other heroes that I have mentioned for you. So what are the pillars of success? Here they are. I hope you have a pen with you. I'll quickly run through them because we have a lot to share. We have belief, action. And finally here, last but not least, relationship. Okay. Now, belief is the first one. Everybody that ever made it is because they actually believed in themselves. You cannot go far, you cannot achieve anything if you don't have faith in yourself, if you don't have faith in what it is that you're doing. All right? So what is a belief? How do we define belief? Belief is simply, for these purposes here, an unquestionable command to the brain. An unquestionable command to the brain. Unquestionable. I just know I will make it. How? I don't care. I know I will make it. I know I'll become a billionaire. I know I'll become a president. I know I'm joining Nairobi University to pursue medicine. I know I'm going to JKUAT to do engineering. I know I'm going to get a scholarship by the end of this year to go to university. I just know, I believe. That is all the starting step you need. All the people that made it is because they had that unquestionable belief. Because once you believe it, it changes everything. Your mind, whether you're walking or asleep or mixing with your friends, it leads you to do things that will lead you to realizing that belief that you're holding, okay? Look at all the miracles that Jesus did in the Bible. He kept asking, do you believe? Or according to your faith. So it starts with that seed of belief. That belief is what births great miracles that have never been seen through you before. You are here to surprise the world if only you can believe. Stop looking at yesterday. If only you can believe today, nothing will ever hinder you, nothing will limit you. Trust me, I know exactly what I'm talking about. An unquestionable command to the brain. I just believe by the end of this year I'll have straight A's. I just believe by the end of this year I'll have a scholarship. I just believe I'm going to that university. And you will get there. Because everything that was ever achieved by anyone great is because they did what? They believed. The people we are celebrating, they got there because they believed. Not because they were rich. Not because they were very intelligent. Not because they were so smart. No. Because they first believed. I read a book by Barack Obama, and in it there was a profound statement. He said, I believe I can. This he wrote long before he became a president. He said, I believe I can do that which no man has done before. Was he able to? Yes. He ended up becoming the first black man in a White House for 2 solid terms. Belief. What do you believe about yourself? What do you believe you're going to become? What do you believe you're going to affect or change in this world? What are some of the solutions you believe you're going to bring in various industries in this world? You are significant. There are treasures within you, but you'll only access those treasures within you and make them accessible to the world if you believe. So once you believe that this is where I'm going, this will become step 2. That all the other heroes around the world followed. This is like the formula for success. Please understand that. So if you follow this formula, you are set for your success. Unlimited success. Okay? So standards is step number 2. What is standards? You are once in standard 1, standard 2, standard 3, standard 4. So standards are just levels. Say levels. Standards are levels. Okay? This life we live will give you results according to the standards that you set. Not the standards that your parents or society or teachers set for you. Not the standards that your friends set for you. The standards that you set for yourself. Oh, I'll just be mediocre, or I'll just be average, or I'm going to set outstanding, excellent standards. Life will rise to the level of the standards that you have set for yourself to deliver results according to that level. So if you want to know your standards right now, it's easy. Someone said, how you do one thing is how you do everything. How you do one thing is how you do everything. So if you want to know your current standards that are leading you to get the kind of results you've been getting, ask yourself, how do I leave my bed when I wake up? Yeah, that's your standard. How do I arrange my clothes and my shoes at home? How do I dress? What kind of books do I read? What kind of company of people hang around me, and what do they say? Those are your current standards. Are they the quality of standards you can actually be proud to tell your siblings, copy me and you'll succeed? You can tell younger people, you know, in lower classes or younger people around the world who just observe you and listen to you, that they can follow you and they will succeed? Or are there some major adjustments you must must make right away so that you end up producing those outstanding results. Outstanding results come because you set outstanding results, outstanding standards. But if you set for yourself mediocre standards, what do you need to do to be mediocre? You just don't need to care. You need to waste your time. Just be disobedient. Just oversleep. Just hang around with losers, and there you go. You end up producing loser results. So it's all down to the standards that you set. High standards produce high results. Low standards produce what? You got it. Low results. Next is what? Strategy. So once you set a standard like, okay, by the end of this year, I'm going to have all the A's, or by the end of this term, I'm going to get 70% and above. That's a good standard, okay? That's a good standard to begin with. But pillar number 3 is asking you, okay, 70%, 90%. Show me your strategy. What's a strategy? Strategy is simply your plan. A plan that guides you to achieve your set standards, okay? Let me just define others as well. Command to the brain. Good. So what's your plan? There is no success without a plan. Let's say I want to go into town, and that's the direction of going into where? Into town. So I am this lady that I believe so much in myself. I have set high standards. I'm not messing around, and I have a serious meeting to attend within the next 20 minutes. Town is just here. So I get out and I begin to drive going that direction, and I drive, then I stop. I realize it's about time. You people, I thought I would see a signpost to Nairobi town or to this town I'm going to. Where is this? Then I'm told, oh, sorry, madam. Please turn back and begin to go that way because that's where town is. By the time I'm turning back, the time is over. I've missed out on the meeting. I've missed out on what I wanted to achieve. Why? I didn't have a plan to show me the direction on how to achieve my target of going to Nairobi town where I was going, okay? So if you have a target of getting an A, of going to that university, of lifting the living standards of your family, of achieving that great career, you have a target. But what are the stepping stones you're going to follow? What are the directions you're going to follow that will lead you step by step, strategically? What plan do you have to lead you to get to that A, to get to that university, to get into that career? You need a plan, because a plan guides your mind in how to operate. If you don't direct your brain into anything, the brain will just be there. You end up in a town called nowhere. So one of the reasons people succeed with outstanding results and they get their fingerprint felt all over the world, there's something stupid going on right now. A lot of teenagers just want to become famous. Famous for what? What standards do you have as an individual? What is your character? How do you manage your time? Who hangs around you? What do you speak? What knowledge have you gained so far? What skills have you practiced for yourself? What are your standards? Then what strategies are you following to achieve your dreams and your goals? Don't just walk about empty. God put something precious within you, all right? So you need to have a plan. Maybe you'll be waking up at 4 in the morning, you read for about 2 hours, then you rest for 2 hours, read for another 2 hours, so that by the end of the day, within every 24 hours, you've read, let's say, 4 subjects. Each single subject you've soaked in 2 hours. Then you take a break. Then you take another subject. It's called immersion. It's a powerful strategy of revision. It's called the strategy of immersion. You immerse yourself in that book, in that chemistry, in that biology book, in that business book, whatever it is. You immerse yourself within 2 hours, that by the time you take your break, you know all the answers. Everything that was bothering you the other day doesn't bother you anymore. Okay? So 4 subjects while you're at home. 4 subjects. Each subject 2 hours, 2 hours. By the time school is opening, you are a walking library. You will not forget. Okay? You will be looking forward to when the exams are coming. So you need a personal strategy, a personal steady timetable. That's the best plan I can think of, okay? Timetable that guides you. What time am I waking up? What time am I going to sleep? What time am I reading this subject? From what time to what time? What time are there set books and exam papers? What time is research? What is your TV time? What time are you hanging out with siblings? What time are you exercising? Very important, okay? But you need to have clearly allocated time so that you know, if I actually follow this timetable, this way, it should be able to turn around. We are where we are getting poor results, not because we are dummies or stupid, but because we have not planned out our lives. We haven't planned our time strategically. We need a strategy to succeed. It's a formula for success, okay? Then you can have a beautiful timetable, you're looking at it all the time, you're looking at it, but that, by looking at it, it will not produce results. Yes, you can have thought about it, everyone respects your timetable, they look at you, they think you're organized, but unless you actually sit down and take what? Action. Sit down and take action. That's when you'll be able to produce the power of that timetable. The timetable was your plan. That's when you'll be able to produce the power of that timetable by taking what? Taking action. Someone said, do nothing, get nothing. Do different, get different. Do the same, get the same. Do different, get different. What different thing are you ready to do? So that you get different results. Do the same, get the same. Do different, get different. But I want you to remember that everything you will ever achieve in life is because you took action, and nothing in life happens until you do what? Until you take action. Nothing is going to happen until you start taking some actions. So if you keep taking the same actions you've been taking, you will stay where you've been. But if you start taking some different actions, okay, working together with respect to your parents and your teachers and all those, they respect people in your class, because some of those people know something you don't know, and some of them you know something they don't know. So if you respect one another, if you work harmoniously, it will lead you to sharpening one another and lifting each other up. Which brings me to the next pillar of success, which is what? Relationships. What do I mean relationships? No man is an island. People never succeed all by themselves. God didn't give one human being everything within themselves. He gave you some things, and He put other things that you will need in other people. In friends, in teachers, in parents, younger, older, whether you like them or don't like them. Remove the attitude that hinders you from moving up. Remove those attitudes that you step on people's toes without a care, all because of where you come from, what you have, who looks like what. Those are limiting attitudes that end up working against your success, okay? Remove all the attitudes of who you prefer to hang around, who you don't hang around. The day you humble yourself and you begin to connect with people and you begin to value and respect people, you'll find those people know something that you need to know, and you'll also find that they need something that you have. And when you work together as a class, okay, when you work together as a family, with your parents, with your teachers, you begin to move so far up in a very short time. I worked with a certain girl, okay, by Form 4 in Alliance Girls, Form 4 first term, she was getting E's. Alliance, you joined there with very high grades. Form 4, how do you get E's? So she came for one of my coaching sessions, and when she went back, she did some things. I attended her prize giving day. She invited me with the mother. She had gotten an A-. So first term, she's in E's. Why E? She told me she had just reached a point, she had given up, the competition was too much, the things, physics, chemistry, she was beginning to find them hard. But after the coaching session, she changed her mind. She told me she started knocking the staff room door every day. Even the teachers that she thought she doesn't like, she just started greeting them. They were looking at her funny. She continued greeting them every day, making friends with them, asking them questions. And by the end of the year, it worked for her. She left Alliance already. She's now second year at JKUAT University, pursuing her dream career. But some of you sit there, oh, because I don't like that teacher, I will not, oh, that subject is boring. It's not about the teacher. Whether you like the teacher, follow the teacher, ask questions or not, the teacher will still get his or her salary. Okay, it's upon you to turn around something within you, because you realize how short this time is, and because you believe in possibilities of turning around. It's not about what you've been getting from 3, from 2, from 1. You can produce magical, outstanding results, just like all these other testimonials. I'm not here to excite you. I'm here to put you on the path of what changes everything into your success, into your dreams, into your visions, and into your goals. It is all possible. Okay, so relationships, no man is an island. We need each other to succeed. Start working with people, start loving people, start forgiving people, start asking questions. It will work for you. Okay, so I hope you got that right. Action just means do something about the plan. Action is what? Do something about the plan. Then relationship, working together in order to achieve our goals and our dreams. And in all these things, while you're following the pillars of success, the most important one that helps you through every step, every single step is who? God. If you forget about God, you're on your own. All right? So let's move to another segment quickly. I realize in life it's hard to produce outstanding success consistently if you don't know who you are. If you keep comparing yourself to other people, you know, the Bible says in comparing themselves among themselves, they are not wise. You don't know who you are. So these ones are going this way today, you want to go that way. They are dressing that way, you want to dress that way. They are speaking this way, you want to speak that. Who are you as an individual? What are your values? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? Remember, I told you that you have a unique fingerprint. Nobody else in the world has a fingerprint like yours. That means there are certain unique qualities that you have that nobody has. If you discover what those qualities are, you'll be so at peace and confident within yourself. Even if you don't have what someone else has, even if you don't look like them or sound like them, even if you don't perform the way they do, you will not feel like anything is missing. You will not compete with them. You will not feel superior more than them. Neither will you feel inferior, like, oh, I'm not like those people, so let me just sit here. No, you will not doubt your abilities in comparison to somebody else. So that's the beginning of success. People start off their dreams, they start off their goals, but along the journey, they just give up. They start doubting themselves. They sit back because they met someone else who has another quality that they don't have, or someone else that does something else much better than how they does. But when you look within yourself, God designed you as an individual in a very unique way. You have some great strengths and you have some weaknesses that you also need to be aware what those weaknesses are, overcome them so that you can succeed. And you also need to know those strengths that you have. Are you good in singing? Are you good in maths? Are you good in English? Are you good in running? When you know those strengths, you polish them, you amplify them, because a lot of your future billions will come out of those strengths. Once you discover what they are, be unapologetic about them. Practice them. Become thorough and perfect. Keep improving at them daily. They will make you very outstanding and settled and confident in your success. You will not feel inferior in a group. You'll walk to a place knowing you also have something unique to contribute. Are you understanding me? So now you've had a look at an ID card. The identity card has many things to identify. This is the topic right now, identity. Identity is seeking to answer the question, who are you? Because when you don't know who you are, like I told you, you'll start mixing yourself up with other people. But when you know who you are, you're very settled, focused, and at peace, ready for the journey for your success. So who are you? You're not just a villager. You're not just a boy. You're not just a girl. You are somebody. But who is that somebody according to you? What do you know? So to figure out that, you need to put here a list of your strengths and a list of your weaknesses. Everybody has them. There's nothing to be embarrassed about. When you deny them, you're setting yourself up for failure. Okay? But when you know this, you're ready to make outstanding decisions that will work for your success. So what are some of your strengths? Is it maths? Is it singing? Is it football? Is it Kiswahili? You need to know them. What are your weaknesses? Take time, write these things out. A lot of adults are still confused. But once you have this question settled when you're still young, it makes a whole difference, okay? So what are some of your weaknesses? Do you get impatient easily? Do you get angry easily? Are you disobedient? Do you have a challenge with, let's say, chemistry? or English maybe, I don't know. So it's up to you. Take time, list them out. Then when it comes to weaknesses, get into personal development. It's invaluable. When you begin to add value to yourself, how? By being intentional on how to overcome these weaknesses. A lot of these weaknesses were actually strengths that have been blown out of proportion, okay? But if you leave them here, they will limit your success. They will limit where you're going to. So you have to be very intentional. I will not allow anything to offend me easily. I will forgive easily. I will laugh. I will love people. I will be obedient, because these are things that they may seem small, they may seem insignificant, but they end up killing your future. I don't know whether you've known what rat and rat is composed of. Okay, 97% of the ingredients in rat and rat are actually things you can take. There are some very nice things there you can use as cereals and all that, maize, you name it. But 3% is the strychnine, the poison that kills the rat. This is the 3% that will make you are born a winner, you are born a genius, but these weaknesses here, impatient, anger, bad words, disobedient, careless, that is the 3% that will kill your whole potential. God created you a winner, but this 3% is the strychnine, like rat and rat, that kills an entire destiny. Someone who was raised in a great family, supportive, ends up becoming a loser, ends up looking to break into houses and banks and lie around their lives because they allowed the 3% to poison the treasures within them, and they ended up nowhere. Here are strengths. Polish them. Do something towards your strengths every day. You easily overcome weaknesses when you shine in your strengths. Okay? Invest in your strengths, amplify them, and then overcome these things. People love to blame. When it comes to identity, people love to identify themselves or blame their results on where they came from, the neighborhood they were raised, the parents that raised them, where they went to school. People give all manner of reasons and excuses why they are where they are. Now, I remember a story by Anthony Robbins in the book Awaken the Giant Within. It was about these two boys that were raised in a very poor family, extremely poor. Their dad was such a drunk, used to go home, beat their mother, beat them up about. They really struggled. Some days they didn't even have food. They struggled to have shoes. Anyway, they all grew up just the same way you'll grow up. They all grew up and ended up having their own families. So firstborn boy ended up becoming extremely successful. His company was making millions on profits. Everyone that worked for him just loved him, loved his standards, his ethics. He was a great boss. He was a great husband to the wife. He was an amazing father to the children. Second-born boy was 10 times worse than the father. 10 times worse. His own family had been taken away by the social security because of his level of responsibility, okay? And he was in and out of jail. He was a jailbird for all kinds of mistakes, okay? And he was now lying somewhere out there in the gangs, in the gutter. He was a complete wreck. So this researcher went to where the successful firstborn boy was and asked him, based on how you grew up, how did you turn out this way? And the boy answered, with a father like mine, what did you expect? The researcher went, searched, looked around, and eventually found the loser, wreck, complete wreck, messed up, second-born boy in the guts, drunk, smelly, you name it. So he asked him, hey, based on how you grew up, how did you turn out this way? Believe it or not, the boy gave the exact same answer as the firstborn. With a father like mine, what did you expect? Okay, so this presents quite a question. I thought people end up where they end up because of where they were raised or because of where they went to school. But these two boys, they were raised by the same father, same mother. They lived in the same neighborhood. They were exposed to the same quality of education, same teachers, same lecturers, but they ended up so different. What is it that made them different? Whatever made those two boys different is what is going to make you different, is what is going to make you design your life, is what is going to make you end up there or end up a complete loser or a wreck. Which kind of example do you want to become? So what exactly am I talking about? Those two boys ended up where they did because of this thing here called choices. Is a big part of forming your identity. Choose. Even God says, choose ye this day whom you will serve. Okay? Choose how you use your 24 hours. Everyone has them. Whatever you become by the end of 24 hours is a product of how you chose to use 24 hours. Did you oversleep? Did you hang out with friends too much? Did you just overeat and you were there sleeping the whole day? You know better, okay? So your identity is formed by your choices. Every result you'll get in life is out of your identity. What is your identity? This is what we are describing right now. You are a sum total of your choices. If you make different choices today, tomorrow you end up at a different place. So you can choose to redesign your identity, not to be who you have been all along. The power to design your identity is in your hands. When you design your identity differently, you start saying, I'm smart, I'm beautiful, I'm gorgeous, I'm strong, I'm obedient, I'm determined, I'm focused. When you design your identity, you identify yourself differently, it will give birth to different results. Okay, so here we go again. Your identity also is a sum total of your beliefs and is a sum total of your values. Everything is coming from what you believe. Do you believe you're a loser? Wait, you will see loser results. I like to say the person who believes math is hard and the person who believes math is easy, they are both correct. The one who believes it's hard is correct. The one who believes math is easy, they are correct, because they will get results that confirm, you see I told you this is easy, or you see I told you this is hard. Where are those results coming from? They are coming from your belief. So the results you will be producing in life consistently from your identity, and that identity is also your belief. So your choices, your belief. If you believe you will make it today, your identity changes and you actually begin to make it step by step. If you believe everything is hard, I can never amount to that, I've already lost time, I don't know where I'm going, life will confirm. Eventually life will confirm. You see I told you you're a loser, okay? So beliefs form who we are. They form our identity, and identity is where all the results flow out of. They flow from our identity. Values. What are some of your values? If you give yourself values like I'm honest, I'm determined, I'm dependable, I'm hardworking, I'm focused, you will find yourself doing everything in your power to live up to those values that will make your identity. That will be a very solid, powerful identity that will produce solid, powerful beliefs. Solid, powerful results. But if you give yourself consciously or unconsciously negative values, I don't care, there's that name, I don't care, I really don't care what people think about me, I'll just do what I feel like, my parents, they are old-fashioned, I can't listen to them, they don't know what's happening in the world right now, teachers are so annoying, they're asking so if you're a person who's disrespectful, or maybe you steal, or you're lazy, or you just believe you're shy, okay, those are the values you walk by. Everything around you, day in, day out, and even those you live with and work with have evidence enough to confirm those values within you, because you will be producing results day in, day out that confirm the values that you live by. So anyone that ever wanted to open a fresh page into excellence, into outstanding results, into greatness, for the world to hear about you and to feel the solutions that God brought you on the earth to produce, what must you do today? What must you do? Not tomorrow, today. Align your values. Take a good piece of paper that when you look at it 3 years from today, you will be proud you took this exercise seriously to form yourself. You may not have been aware of who you really are. You may never have answered this question, but it is the beginning point of success. We don't succeed because of how much we read. No, we succeed of the value of who we have become by choice. We succeed of the choices we make minute by minute, day in, day out. Do you want to waste time with loser boyfriends and girlfriends that are going nowhere, will get you pregnant, STDs, you become young, you start focusing on other people, then you end up digging people's farms, you end up a beggar, you end up a loser, and when you meet other classmates that are successful, you're not even confident, you want to hide away. This is a day to say goodbye to such mediocrity. Now become conscious enough to design your identity. How do you design your identity? Start making some outstanding choices that will make you proud and not embarrassed, okay? And then believing in yourself, and write down what those beliefs are. I believe I'll make it. I believe I'll become this. I believe I live in that area. I believe I'll also be dining with presidents of different countries because of my expertise. I believe this and that. I believe I'm going to create for my family an 18-bedroom mansion. I believe I'm going values as well. Write down values that you want to live by, you want to be known for. What values do you want to be known for? Those are the ones that define you, and from today and for the rest of your life, you'll find that your results are consistent on another level because you took 5 precious minutes of your life to write out values, beliefs, and choices that form your identity. Identity is powerful. Are we good? Okay, so when you've done that, think about the purpose for which you were born. Why are you here? You're not just here to occupy space. There's a powerful reason why God created you. Have you ever just stopped to ask, God, why me? What am I here on earth for? What did you uniquely design me to do? Okay, you know how a fork is shaped. Okay, when you look at a fork, it automatically informs you of the function, of the purpose of the fork. Okay, so can you imagine somebody using a fork to take porridge? Okay, you'll be very frustrated. You'll not end up anywhere because you have not respected the design of the fork. You have not given it the right function. But if you use that fork to take chips, okay, or eat spaghetti, it will be very swift because that fork is performing the function for which it is designed for. So the results are swift, no frustration at all. Okay, if you take a spoon, you see how a spoon is designed? Can you imagine using a spoon? Okay, using a spoon to take porridge? Easy. Using a spoon to take rice? Easy. But using a spoon to take spaghetti, it's a struggle because the design, the shape of how the spoon was designed, you have misplaced its function, so there'll be no results. If you want results for yourself in this life every day, to live with confidence, to live with satisfaction, okay, if you want results every day, what do you need to do? Go to God and ask Him, how did you form me? How did you design me to achieve what results in this life, so that you don't end up in a career that is not in line with how God designed you. Some people are really good in maths, but you find that they end up in the wrong career that wants them to just write and write and write. They may not be very good with the reading and writing, but with numbers they can be very easy. Some people are confident, they love to stand in front of people and do things, but if they end up in careers where they need to sit behind a computer the whole day, you will not achieve much out of yourself if you misplace yourself. So if you're going to succeed with what I call the purpose question, okay? The purpose question, still under identity, okay? You gotta be able to figure out what your purpose is. It's very unique, it's different than any other person in the world. Even if you become a lawyer, you will not produce. You are not designed to become a lawyer to produce results like other lawyers. There's a way God has prepared you through your knowledge, through your skills, through your experiences that will cause you to produce different results, even in being a doctor among other doctors, in being an engineer, in being a pilot, in being whatever it is you want to become. Even if there are a million other people, there's a way yours will be unique. Yours will produce unique results because of the unique way God designed you. So for you to succeed in your life, to figure out who you are, you gotta think about what? You got to think about the purpose question. The purpose answers to the question why. Why? Everyone must answer that. Anyone that wants true lasting success, okay, say after me, true lasting success must be operating within their purpose. When you're in purpose, you know that God put you there. He designed you for this. No apologies. You'll experience amazing success that is effortless because you're operating within the area of your design, just like using a fork to eat spaghetti and not using a fork to eat what? Porridge. The results are different. Okay? So why are you here on earth? Why has God allowed you to be born in that family, in that region? For what? Why do you have certain skills or intelligence, or in a certain subject, some things come so easily to you, but to other people it's not as easy? Yet there are other things that don't come so easily to you, but to other people it's a walk in the park. Okay, in school I struggled with chemistry, physics, but I still meet students today that tell me, oh, my best subject is math, physics, chemistry. Yet there are others who find it very hard. I really loved and enjoyed Kiswahili and English. I was wondering, why is this thing being set in school? It's so automatic. Si ni ile lugha tunaongea. Kwa nini wanaiset ka exam? I mean, and I was getting everything from primary, high school, university. I was getting everything. But numbers, I had to apply too much effort for me to understand anything. And you see, here I am using language as a means of expression in my practice as a life coach. Formerly, I was an English literature teacher. Okay, operating in the area of your strengths. Remember earlier, you wrote your strengths, you wrote your weaknesses. So when you put your strengths and weaknesses together, they ought to be able to answer for you the question, what is your purpose? What are you here on earth to do? How are you preparing? What difference do you want to make? So you want to become a pilot. Why? You want to become a doctor. Why? You want to become an engineer or a lawyer. Why? Why? What reason is leading you to desire that? When you answer that why question, nothing will stop you. Even when challenges come, the winds of life blow, testings come, you will still become outstanding because you are driven by, this is the reason why I am doing this. I've got to be able to give people another chance to live when I become a doctor. I've got to be able to make the transport industry better when I become an outstanding pilot. Why are you doing what you're doing? All the people that make it in the world have answered the purpose question, which is why. I'm becoming a life coach so that I can help people achieve their potential, overcome any limiting challenges, so that they can rise up and go to the top of the reason that God created them for. But what is your why? This is my why. What is yours? Okay, very quickly, oh my goodness, we have 30 minutes to go strictly. Okay, good. So I hope this is helping you. This is just not for you in school alone, but it's to help you for life. I am a life coach, okay? And so I train people in life skills for success in this life. So whether they'll help you become outstanding in your university life, in your career life, in your family life, in future, wherever you'll ever go, these skills do not change worldwide. They're here to help you become outstanding, okay? And so now quickly, let's move to something else I call the next step that successful people take is what? Is in decision making. I can actually just get rid of this for now so that I have enough space to write some more. All the successful people make outstanding decisions. You know, you make decisions every day. Decisions, and they focus. When you're in Form 1, so ulikuja huko na nguvu sana na madabo, yeah, I'll become successful, I'll achieve this, yeah, I'm going to get this. Right now, do you still have the fire that you entered Form 1 with right now in Form 4? Is that what you still have? Or did it disappear somewhere? Smart people, successful people worldwide, leaders around the world, heroic people, legendary, influential people, they do what? They make decisions. Not stupid decisions, not mediocre decisions, no. They make outstanding decisions. Then it's one thing to make a decision. Yeah, I'm going to become #1 at the end of this year. I'm going to that university. It's one thing to make a decision. But tomorrow, if you allow something else to steal your focus, to distract you, you end up nowhere much as you made a decision. So the starting point of placing your life on a path of success is what? Make a decision. Because without making a decision, you will still end up somewhere, a place called nowhere. And someone else will start making decisions over your life because you've not taken responsibility to design your life by decisions. You've ever heard of these statements that lives are changed in the moments of decision making. Once you decide, I'm no longer a loser, I'm a winner. I'm no longer mediocre, I'm an excellent person. You find yourself making different choices of decisions, okay, and they end up giving you different results that you would not have enjoyed had you not taken the time to make different decisions. I once asked a certain girl, because by midterm, when I was talking, she came over at midterm. She was like, I don't know what number, really low. Then by the end of term, she had moved from, I think, she told me from number 16 to number 6. So I asked, what did you do different? She's like, Lillian, I just stuck my goals the way you told me, and I got rid of all the loser friends. They started talking bad about me. I didn't care. That is what helped me produce outstanding results. Okay, so lives are shaped in the moments of decision making. Successful people make decisions. So I need you to make some decisions right now. In terms of, in your present school, what grades do you want to live with? Write this down kindly. What grade do you want to live with from your present school? Okay, then in your university, what do you want to study? What would you like to achieve for your current family to be remembered? What do you want to be remembered for by your family members? How would you like your parents to remember you long after you're gone? To university, to start working? In what way would you love to be remembered by your family? By your siblings, by your parents, okay? So decisions around family. Decisions around career. What career do you want to get into and to make that difference? So imagine that you're 80, 90, 100 years old. What would you like the whole world to remember you for? Okay? So in life, a lot of great people have died that the world has never forgotten. I refuse to be forgotten 100 years after I've died, because I live for impact every day. These are decisions I have already made. But for you today, how do you want to be remembered? How you'll be remembered 100 years from today depends on what you're doing from the time you wake up in the morning to the time you go to sleep. Answer these questions, write them somewhere, take time, pray through them. I'm telling you, you'll surprise yourself. By the end of this term, by the end of this year, you will shock your entire family and the whole of Kenya. Be very clear. Life gives you specifically what you ask for. So write a grade there. Place a demand on yourself. I may never have achieved this grade before, but this is what I want. Write it there. Be very specific. And we'll get to that, how you set goals. There are people that set goals, but they don't succeed. Hello? I thought I hear once you set a goal, you're supposed to succeed. Yes, but there's a formula to follow when you're setting goals that guarantees success, okay? We will get to that. But now, make some decisions. Here. What grades do you want? Write down a list of all the subjects. I know what I'm talking about. If you follow me, you're following the path of success. I know that. Write down all the subjects, and besides every subject, write down the grade that you really believe, if you give in your best and together with God's help, this is the grade you want to see by the end of the year against each subject. Have that list on the side. Which university do you want to go to? Let it not be University 1 or University B. Not 2, not 3. 1. There's power in that. It has to be this or it has to be this. I'm not giving up. I'm not diluting that. Be very clear about what you want. I want my family to remember me as being a respectful person, helpful person, hardworking. Some of you, when schools open, parents are so excited, siblings are so excited because, my goodness, when you stay at home, you're such a headache, okay? Or are you the kind of person that they will miss once you go away? You decide that. Then career. What career do you want to get into and why? What difference do you want to make in that career, okay? And then life generally. How do you want to be remembered? We know what we remember Barack Obama for. We know what we'll remember the late Nelson Mandela for. We know what we remember Wangari Maathai for. What are we going to remember you for? Decide today, not tomorrow. It's never too late today as it will be tomorrow. Don't put that paper aside. It is powerful. You're shaping how you want your life to go through those decisions, through this very simple session. I want you 7, 10 years from today said, after I listened to that lady called Lilian and I did what she did, it helped me turn around my life completely into a complete success. That will be my joy. Okay, so once you've written all these things down, someone said, much as you need to know what to do in order to succeed, let me say that again, much as you need to know what to do in order to succeed, you must also be clear what not to do. You must be clear what not to do. We can be very much aware of what to do. I just need to revise. I just need to work hard. What are some of the things that people ignore? They end up doing, yet they needed to avoid them. Those things came in the path of their success and they sacrificed their future. Okay, what are some of those things? So you need to be able to answer to yourself, because what distracts you as an individual, what bothers you as an individual, what your weaknesses are as an individual are not the weakness of the next person. So this is personal evaluation, okay? What must I not do in order to succeed? What must I avoid? What must I avoid in order to succeed? You know yourself as an individual. Because there are these things, if you don't think about them, if you don't write them out, name them, spell them out, they will come in the way of your success and pull you down. Okay, what must you avoid? Maybe you must avoid fear. You must avoid bad company. You must avoid disobedience. What are some of the things that can threaten your success? Laziness, okay? This I can write stroke giving up. A lot of successful people failed and started. So you don't get a bad grade and then you give up because I did what Lillian said, and then no. Keep at it, keep at it, keep at it. Consistency. Success answers to what? Consistency. You may never take a huge step at one, but don't stay where you are. But if I take a small step today, I do something different that I didn't do yesterday, then I add on a discipline of this, I add on this, the right step here, the right decision here. See, I may not be where I want to be, but I'm clearly not where I used to be. I am making progress. Do you want to see progress in your life? Get started by identifying the things that are likely to pull you down, the things that are threatening your success, the things that are coming in the way of your dream. You don't want to be embarrassed in future. You don't want to give excuses as if you never sat in class to make anything out of your life. Okay, so I don't know what your challenge is, I don't know what your limitations are, I don't know what your weaknesses are, but I just thought let me list some of them out here, okay, that tend to limit a lot of students. Once you list them, you know I must avoid these things for me to succeed. Okay, now here comes the other thing. So you've written down clear decisions, what you want to achieve in your current school, okay, in terms of grades, maybe responsibilities, maybe character. What do you want to achieve in terms of character as well? Okay, what do you want to be known for? Then you've written down what you want to achieve in your family, in future, in what else here? In your career, you've written down, in your college and university, you spelled it out black and white, no ambiguity about it. Okay, career, future, life, what do you want to be remembered? Once you've written that down and you also written what you must avoid, I tell you every day comes with new challenges. So the one thing you must protect are those decisions through the power of focus. So how are you going to focus on those decisions so that you don't end up as a loser who never made decisions for themselves? How are you able to focus? Remember I told you earlier to stick, or rather to write the grades and the subjects and the grades of what you want to get by the end of this year, okay? By the time you do your KCSE, remember? Good. So now, take that paper, stick it at a place you will see so many times. Stick it at a place you'll see so many times, because that will help guide your brain in make decisions that will add value towards the goal, target that you want to achieve, sorry. There was a father that came to pick the 12-year-old from a session we had been having, and he asked me, Lillian, what have you guys covered the whole day? So I went on to list some of the topics, and when I mentioned focus, he said, wow, that is so powerful. I was an HR for 23 years. I got bored. I wanted to go out and become self-employed, do my own business, and I thought, let me go into transport. So I got this magazine that had a beautiful picture of a truck. I thought, I would love to do business with a truck like this one. So I cut out the truck picture and I stuck it at my wardrobe. Life went on. One day I looked outside my house and realized, wait, this truck outside my house is exactly like the picture at my wardrobe. That's what we call focus, by the way. As long as you stick out what you want, an image, grades, the house you want to build, the university you want to go, what you want in the future, you get that image near you, stick it in a place where you will run into it so many times. Not like, oh, bell imering, wacha niangalie goal yangu ni gani so I focus. No, you just stick those goals in places you know, whether I like it or not, my mind will end up picking this. My eyes somehow will pick this here and there. So you stick those goals in places that will never leave your sight. You're able to look at those goals as many times as possible, or a minimum of 3 times. And so, welcome, come over to this study here so that you realize about the power of focus. Okay, you have been working so hard, you have set your goals, you've made decisions, but the reason they've actually not translated into anything substantial is because you lost focus. Okay, you allowed distractions. So to protect your goals, to protect your dreams, you take deliberate steps to focus on them. Come with me to this research that was conducted at Yale University. Yale is over 200 years old. You know, the Clintons met at Yale University. We know our very own Lupita went to Yale School of Drama. Okay, so in Yale University, the year 1957, the researchers went there and they asked the graduating class, you know, congratulations, you've made it this far. So how many of you here graduating today actually have goals? You know what you're targeting. You know what you want to achieve. Everybody right there, 100% said they did what? They had goals. Then the next question the researchers asked them, okay, now that you all have goals, how many of you have actually you've taken pen and paper, you've written down that goal. You don't just know it in your mind or your heart, but you've written it down. 97% had written it down. Then the next question they were asked is, okay, fine, how many of you get to revise or review those goals you say you've written down? You get to look at them, you get to revise them as many times as possible, or a minimum of 3 times a day. At least 3 times a day, or as many times as possible. Okay, guess what? Only 3% reviewed their goals or revised their goals as many times as possible in a day, or a minimum of 3 times. You know, Americans really believe in research to get the cure for that, or the solution for that, or to be known for this and that. They have to really invest in research. They will take any amount of time to arrive at a solution. They will invest any amount of time and any amount of money under the sun to arrive at a solution. So this was 1957. They kept their files away only to return 30 years later. So 30 years from 1957, that becomes 1987. So in 1987, they came and opened their files up, and they were now looking at where are these people, every single individual that is still alive that graduated from Yale University the year 1957. And when they get hold of you, it was like declare your wealth kind of research. What's your net worth? How rich are you? What's your net worth in terms of your money in the bank and your resources, and you know, the houses you have, the worth of your business, every single thing up and around you. What is your net worth as an individual that graduated from Yale University in 1957, 30 years ago? So this is what they discovered. Flow with me, please don't lose me here. Flow with me, okay? This is what they discovered. They started with this group. Who are these ones? The group that had written down their goals. So 30 years later, it was discovered that each and every individual belonging to this group, each and every individual belonging to that group ended up owning about or being worth $10 million. Now, if this is just the net worth of one person from the 97%, what is the net worth of all the 97%? So we get to multiply to find their net worth, their total net worth of the entire group, and that comes to about what? $970 million. Then they came to this other group. Who are these ones? The ones who reviewed their goals. You know, they stack their goals everywhere. Their goal, you know, I'm going to become world's greatest computer scientist, world's greatest engineer. Those things they had written down, they never left their sight. This is the small fraction that got to review their goals as many times as possible in a day, or a minimum of 3 times a day. Follow me. So it was discovered 30 years later, it was discovered that each and every individual belonging here ended up owning, or rather let me say, one person from the 3% group, one person from the 3% group ended up owning what all the 97% own times 10. Okay, so this $970 million times 10 to get the net worth of one person from here, okay? And that comes to, I'll just exaggerate in pronunciation, $9,700 million, or you can say 9.7 billion. That is the net worth of one person from 3%. So if we want to find out what is the net worth of all the 3%, the net worth of all the 3%, we get to multiply by 3, and that comes to about $29,100 million, or you can say 29.1 billion, okay? 29.1 billion. Let's break it down. One person from this 97, who are these 97? The ones that had written their goals down, okay? This is research that is going to turn very powerful for you if you can practice what I'm saying. So you need to understand it so that you immediately move into the practice mode. Remember, nothing in life happens until you take action. So when I'm done with this, you need to be able to start taking some action the way they took some action and they ended up where they did. So 97% had written their goals down. Let's see this. One person from 97% owns $10 million. One person from 97% owns $10 million. Yet, one person from the 3% ends up owning what? $9,700 million. One person from 97% has what? $10 million. One person from the 3% has what? $9,700 million. That means one person from 3% has what all the 97% own times 10. The wealth of what one person owns times 10 was the wealth of one person from the 3%. And so here, can you imagine all this $970 million is controlled or owned by 97%. Yet 29.1 billion or $29,100 million is owned only by what? 3%. Can you believe this? Now, here one person owns this and here one person owns that. Maybe these guys, maybe this one here and this one here, maybe they were BFFs. They were sitting next to each other, they lived near each other, maybe they ate the same food, dressed alike, went to the same dormitory, but one person did something extra that produces the biggest difference. One person of the two BFFs went the extra mile. They didn't just write down the goal, they went the extra mile of sticking their goals in places that never left their sight, which enabled their brains to keep focusing, reviewing their goals daily, and the difference was as clear as day and night. One person ends up with about $10 million, another person ends up with $29,100 million or $29.1 billion. One person owns what all the 97% own times 10. So what is the secret here? What is the power here? What was this study really about? This research was about the power of focus. There are those who just write down goals, but there are those who stick their goals so that they can remember, they can see them all the time, and the brain configures itself to move you to make decisions that are in line with those goals that you've stuck everywhere. Many people make decisions, they end up nowhere, but those who make decisions and focus on them, they become an unbeatable combination. Are you understanding me? So if you want to be unbeatable by the end of this year, what do you need to do? Start by making your decisions and then focus on them. How do you focus? Write them down, but go an extra mile of sticking your goals in places that will never leave your sight. Have them somewhere on the TV, on the wall, in the bedroom, on the bed, at the mirror, on the toilet door, at the fridge, besides the TV where you sit flipping remote. Let that goal keep looking at you. It's doing something to your brain. It's very different than someone who's not guided by any goal. What do I do today? You don't even remember. Any distraction that comes, oh, twende huku, oh, let's do this, oh, now I'm feeling this. So you just take anything that comes because you don't have anything that can guard your focus into outstanding success. Okay, so moving on swiftly. I hope that was helpful to you. Power of focus. Make decisions, but decisions are not enough in themselves. They only place you on a path of success. What really translates the decisions into powerful results are what? Your ability to focus by sticking your goals in places that never leave your sight. Now, when I sit with some students, I pick their language very quickly. And once I pick your language, I don't need to wait for next term's report card. I can tell what you'll get. With 99% precision, I can tell whether you'll succeed or you're about to become a loser. It's in the language. What am I talking about? Generally in life operates by laws. You see this. The law of gravity states that what goes up must come down. Even if it was the president that threw it up, the pen will not get scared. Let me stay up because it's the president or this beautiful person or this rich person that threw up the pen. No, the law of gravity tells you I'm the boss here, and it brings everything down. The law is applicable worldwide, regardless of who's trying to apply it. You follow the procedure, the results are the same. The law of gravity states what? What goes up must come down. This life is governed by laws. I hope you can appreciate that. This life we live is governed by laws. There are laws for losers and there are laws for winners. There are things you do, you think you're working so hard, I'm doing the right thing, but they consistently place you on the losing path because they are laws. You've been applying those laws whether you're aware of them or not. And then there are other set of laws. Maybe you're doing the right thing unconsciously. Those right things will produce right results. Maybe you're doing the right things consciously, you know it. Those right things that you're doing consciously will guarantee that you keep enjoying outstanding results because they are laws. What goes up must come down. Whoever practices the laws of a loser becomes a loser. Whoever practices the laws of a winner becomes a winner. Okay, so I'm going to share with you some laws of a loser here. Okay, here they are. They are laws. They are laws. They are laws. Life is governed by laws. Share with you a few because of the time we have. The first law of a loser . Lying to myself. How do losers lie to themselves? I'll explain very quickly. Of a loser. Lying to myself, kujidanganya. Someone said the worst form of deception is self-deception. You know this thing is not good. You know that behavior will land you in trouble. You know there's no success in this area, but what do? You just keep saying, it doesn't matter, I still have time, I don't care, it will work somehow. You know you're lying to yourself. The worst form of deception is what? Self-deception, because it makes you guilty, it incapacitates you, it makes you not believe in yourself anymore. Okay, so lying to myself. How do losers lie to themselves? Step number one, they copy homework. Teacher gives homework right now. You mess around, you play, and then when the book's about to be collected, you get a generous friend's book. You copy, and then when the books are brought back, you got everything correct. 10 out of 10, 20 out of 20. Good. The same question is brought during exam time and you're looking at the question like, Did they set out of topic? This is hard, we never cover this in class. Because you don't have the benefit of copy-pasting your friend's brains during exam, and when the results come, you have a beautiful 0 exposing you as a big loser. Copying homework is another example of people who don't work hard to work hard for, earn their own results. People that take shortcuts, they just sit back, they're not working hard, they think, it doesn't matter, I'll get a sponsor. Sponsor for who? It doesn't work. It doesn't work. The only thing that remains in your hands and keep building and keeps growing is what you have earned by your own effort and sweat. So don't just think, oh, I'll be a Ben 10. No, or I'll just get a sponsor. It never works. It will backfire in your face and it will leave you in a very embarrassing position that will be very hard to recover. Okay? So losers copy homework. So you pretend that your friends' brains are yours. Fine, you get everything correct. That time when the exam comes and you get 0, were you lying to your parents? Were you lying to your friends? Were you lying to your teachers? Or were you lying to yourself? You are lying to yourself. The worst form of deception. Okay? Then we have procrastination. See, I have time, so we'll finish tomorrow. See, books are being collected a week from today. That's pathetic. Then it becomes a habit. Okay, so you miss out on what you could have understood today. Tomorrow comes with another measure of demands and responsibilities and anxieties, things you need to take care of. Then you end up piling into tomorrow what you could have taken care of yesterday. Then because it's now becoming a habit, you're becoming so comfortable with procrastination tomorrow. Then by the time you come to exam time, things you could have been revising every day, every week, you procrastinated, and 1 or 2 weeks before the exam or the night before the exam, yes, you can get all the right notes. But the brain God gave us was never designed to do that well under pressure. Okay? No, it wasn't. If you can do well under pressure, you could have done 1,000 times better through diligent, consistent revision. Success answers to consistency. Build this block here today, add another block and another block, then it will be a wall, then it will be a house, then magnificent paintings, and that's why you hear Rome was formed. Rome was not formed in one day. As amazing and magnificent as it is, it was not formed in one day. To form the Rome of your life, do something, build a block consistently daily. Don't wait to shortchange yourself by copying homework or procrastination or tomorrow. Then by the end of the term you feel overwhelmed because you have all these textbooks, you have got all these exercise books, there's past papers, things you've not covered. Then tomorrow during the exam something appears a bit familiar. I thought I read this, but it's not really coming with clarity to you because of that pressure you gave yourself during revision. The brain doesn't perform very well under pressure. Pressure will give you anxiety, and anxiety is an emotion designed to help you forget. Okay? Pressure will give you anxiety. Anxiety is an emotion designed to help you forget. So prepare diligently, consistently, follow your timetable, discipline yourself. You'll have yourself to celebrate. Okay? Another law of, another way of lying to yourself, the law here, law number 1 of a loser is lying to myself. Another way people lie to themselves is by what? Being content with poor results. People that win, it's not because they never fail, but when they get a poor result, they don't just sit back like, yeah, so what? What's the biggie? It really doesn't matter. I don't care. I still have time. No, they are provoked by the poor results. They get angry at themselves. They are provoked to go ahead and tell themselves, I am better than this. Let me start revising. Let me start doing some things differently. Let me start asking questions in class. Let me start asking teachers for more questions and homework and all these things. Let me call another person. They are provoked to do something about the poor results, and the next time they face a test, they're way up there. Why? They were not content. But losers, why do they end up as losers? Yes, they get a poor grade or a poor result. Could it be behavior or academically? But they just sit back. So what? It really doesn't matter. What's the big deal? They don't care. They are nonchalant about it. They're just indifferent. They feel zero zilch about a poor result they get. It's very costly eventually. It's very painful. Okay. Another way people lie to themselves is they compare themselves with bigger losers. Hello, I'm not the last one. At least I got a 45%. There are other people that got 30 and 20. And the more you compare yourself with people that performed worse than you, people that are bigger losers, your next result ends up looking like the people you are comparing yourself to. Okay, you've seen somebody driving a car. When they look on the side, the car slightly tends to go on the side. Every result in life follows where your focus goes. If your focus goes up, your results go up. If your focus goes down, comparing yourself to other people that are worse than you just so you can feel like I'm better off, I don't need to do anything right now, nothing is so urgent. You didn't go there to compare yourself to others. You have your own ability. Run and compare yourself with the ability in your heart. Is that your very best? That 45 you're happy about, that 65 you're happy about, did you do everything in your power? Then you can be happy. But if you know you're better than that, if you know there are certain steps you could have taken to be better, to be way better than where you are, then don't be complacent. Don't compare yourself with losers, otherwise you'll keep getting worse and worse grades. The tangent will be downward, okay? But if you want to start going up, what do you need to do? Don't compare yourself with anyone. Compare yourself with your own ability. Did I do my very best? Yes, you can be number one with 60% in a certain subject. Is 60% your very best? How many more marks did you miss? 60 out of what? What else could you have done to capture the missing 40? Don't keep saying I was number one with 60%. Number one out of what? Not in comparison to who. You have your own unique ability within you. Perform according to your ability. Otherwise, if you lie to yourself by copying homework, procrastination, being content with poor results, and comparing yourself with bigger losers, everything goes down, okay? Law number two. Law number two of a loser is all over the world, anyone that speaks a loser's language, no matter their age, no matter the challenge before them, they end up getting losing results. Like, you create what you're expecting with your mouth. It's not about what did I get yesterday. It's not about what am I feeling. I will create what I want to see tomorrow by what I speak from today consistently. Whether people believe in me or not, I'm going to create my future results by speaking about this. I'll drive this car. I'm going to get a straight A. I'm going to this university. I'll get this scholarship. Speak what you want. Life and death is in the power of the tongue. You are the one to decree, to confess a thing, and whatever you confess, whatever you decree, good, bad, or ugly, it will happen. So losers all over the world, from kids in primary, secondary school, universities, anyone who speaks the loser's language creates and produces loser results. So you can't say I'm working very hard, I'm doing my best, but at the same time you're thinking these things are so hard, it's impossible, I'll never make it, I'm not good enough, I doubt this, or that's boring. You will get results that confirm your language because you created tomorrow's results by today's confession. Okay? So losers speak the loser's language. What is the loser language? They keep saying, I can't, it's hard, it's impossible, it's boring, why me, why not you, why me, I'll try. Winners don't try. Winners just do it. But losers, I'll try. It's a very weak language that the brain does not respect to give you the energy and the momentum you need to launch into your new results. When you keep using this, you're weakening your body, you're weakening your resolve, and the brain just shuts down. It gets how do I say, it gets weak. You can't remember things. You don't have the energy to go ahead and do anything because you already weakened your psyche with negative language. When you begin to speak differently, positively, you create positive results. All over the world, listen to people who, even if they are given everything that's supposed to help them make their dream come true, but they disbelieve themselves by saying, I've never gotten this grade, it's hard, it's impossible, I've tried many times, it doesn't work, oh, that's so boring. You'll create and you'll meet those results. So where do you want to go to? What do you want to get? We've had people, I've trained kids that have moved from the last position in class to the first one within one term. How do they do it? They believe this, they applied it. It's not just enough to believe. They began to apply it and they realized, wow, this thing is working. Begin to believe, I'm confident, I'm smart, I'm beautiful, I am loved, I'm getting to that university, I am a great leader, I'm influential, I'm a role model. It will begin to happen because you'll find yourself carrying out your life in a different type of standard, okay? And you've also seen people that had so much potential, they were going places, but because of various kinds of drugs, they have weakened their brain and their immunity, and they don't feel they can do without depending on that drug. You know, the body and the brain God gave us was never designed to perform as a result of anything external. You came well put together, okay, for achieving anything you want to achieve. But a whole lot of people get to depend on, you've heard of people who say, I can't sleep unless I take tea. What is that? Addiction to the drug in the tea. I can't do this until I take coffee. I can't focus until I do this. Now coffee is telling them, until you take me, or tea is telling me, until you take me, you will not focus. You will not perform this. You will not be able to get sleep. Now they've gotten their brain or their body to get dependent on an external substance for their performance, but that's not how it was originally created, okay? So that when that substance is lacking in the body, your performance goes low. You've gotten yourself addicted. You've dragged yourself. Now, what do I mean dragging myself? I want to introduce you to a different category of drugs that I would love to refer to as the XYZ. XYZ were first things that were good to have, good to take, everyone needs to have them, but when you overdo it, when you tip over, it becomes too much, it begins to work against you, and you get addicted to it. But the danger of the addiction is it begins to work against your potential, okay? You end up underachieving, you end up underperforming way below your ability, way below your capacity, because of the addiction of this XYZ, the same way people are addicted to those substances. And when they should have been able to become leaders of industries, go places, they can't think. They've killed their brain. They've killed immunity in the body because of dependence on these drugs. One of the most heartbreaking things in my practice as a coach is when I was brought for a second year from JQuat University. He joined there with an A of 84, and he was doing marine engineering, okay? But now he got addicted to drugs that he was not able to go to class to do an exam. He became very violent. After about 2 or 3 suspensions, he was kicked out. Now he's in his village doing, once in a while, today he goes to doing a simple diploma course. This was the brain that was going to change industry, the industry of what he was practicing as an engineer. He was going to change policies in the world. But he dragged his brain that he's not at a place he can reason anymore. He can't think, he can't grasp information that much. It's affected his emotion. He's now just a wild kid. And all the hopes that parents had in him are diminished because of that addiction. Now, there's another category of drugs that if you get addicted to, they end up working against your life, against your potential, just like that guy who lost the opportunity to pursue his career, his studies at JQuat. And he was going to become one of the smartest marine engineers because he was a genius. He joined there with an A of 84, but he will never know what marine engineering world is. He will never taste the heights of how far he could have been because he allowed this stupidity of drugs to get on a simple high, to feel this. It worked against him. The world is counting on you. Put some things in order. It's not about where you are today. It's not about the friends you have. It's where are you going? How soon do you want to get there? How bad do you want it? And what decisions are you ready to make to cut off those things that are threatening your success? XYZ. So I said XYZ are things that have equal power to work against your potential, just like this bangi and cocaine and mandrax and alcohol and mirror. They have equal power. What are these things that affect the lives of a lot of students who would have gone so far, but those students go so low and end up nowhere because of addiction to XYZ? What are these addictions? As a Form 4, while you're oversleeping 14, 18 hours a day, overeating. You see how most classes appear in the afternoon. People have loaded too much in their stomach that now the first lessons after lunch suffer. Your focus, your level of concentration suffers if all you're doing at home and at school is eating. Regulate. Select what to eat and even the quantity. This is more important. Over chatting on phone. You take a phone, you just want to answer a message, before you know it, 3-5 hours that are irreplaceable have gone away. I get students coming for the coaching programs that I run. By morning, someone is sleeping. That program is very expensive, but they are asleep in the morning because maybe the whole night they were chatting with like 7 or 22 friends at the same time. Friends that have no jobs for you in the future, friends that are not adding any value for you. What are you really doing to yourself? This is about your life. It's not about your parents. I had a parent bring me a class 8 in the month of August. I said, Lillian, help my child focus. He's about to sit for an exam. I need him to do his best because he has just buried the dad. What guarantees you that parents will be there tomorrow? But in the event that they are not there, is someone else able to take you because of your results, because of your character, and say, bring me that girl, bring me that boy. I have seen their character, I've seen their ability and their potential. I can invest my money and my time in them. I know they will end up places, they will make me proud. Are you one of those people? Or you wake up ready to prove an attitude to the parents? You're designing your life. Parents are just merely guiding you. Teachers are just guiding you, but you're making your own life. Okay? So that's too much chatting on phone, feeding you with stuff that poison your brain. You can't think properly, and it's not adding any value in line with your goals, your vision, and your dreams. Addiction of chatting on phone. If you're the type that when you wake up in the morning, the first thing you think about is, where is my phone? You're already addicted. So you need to start doing some detoxing. Keep the phone away even someday for a full day or for half a day, just so that your brain does not become dependent and conditioned to that phone to a point you feel you can't do without it. What do you mean you can't do without it? It's threatening your future. You'd rather invest in your future. By the time you get into a great university, you'll be able to get a phone that's 10 times more expensive with better apps and greater efficacy than the one that you're using right now. Okay? But if you waste this time right now, you'll be a beggar. Okay? You'll be feeling embarrassed of the type of phone you have. You'll be the one waylaying people on the streets waiting to buy, or lying to people so that you can get this, or sending around messages to just changia bonga points. Okay, so too much chatting on phone, it's very addictive, and it's the one thing that's killing the potential of a lot of students. Too much chatting on phone, and then too much TV, movies, video games. People are addicted to these things. You find whole candidates investing too much time in this, and they're addicted. They are fighting with younger brothers and sisters over TV remote, over movies, sitting there 3, 5, 7 hours, video games, PS. Seriously. You can save yourself that path today by making different decisions, okay? These are XYZ. They get you addicted. They get you to feel like, I'm missing out on something. I need to be doing this and that. And the more you're doing that, what else would you be doing with that time that will add value to your goals and dreams? What else would you be doing? What are other people your age around the world that are going to sit for an exam? What are they doing to compete for the few limited opportunities that you also think you're targeting, but you're eating away all your life through these distractions and these addictions? XYZ, dangerous. Too much hanging out with friends. You tend to feel like you can't do without that friend. They will go. Too much hanging out with friends. Socialize, nothing wrong with that. But when you start feeling like you get meaning, significance, and your identity is connected to those friends, like if they are not there, you feel like nothing, you feel like you don't have any significance, any meaning, you don't know what to do, that's dangerous. You're already addicted. XYZ. Your own life, your own company needs to be complete and sufficient before you can think about somebody else. So if they're there, good. If they're not there, that's fine. And you need to be able to regulate when they can come into your life. Not anyone who calls, yeah, I'm free, I'm available, I'm coming. Where's the plan? What's the plot today? No, it's not about what's the plot today. People need to be able to call you and you don't answer the phone. Or over time they get to know, don't call John, don't call ZP, don't call Carol from 8 a.m. till 11. They are not near their phones. They are reading. Or of whatever it is you're doing, you are busy, but you're not just near your phone. Nobody can just access you anytime the way they feel they want. No, it's not about that. You have protected yourself. You have limited yourself from these addictions that kill the potential and the ability of brilliant students. Brilliant students end up as losers with miserable, embarrassing results because of being addicted to oversleeping, overeating. And you know, the more you sleep, the more the body wants. This brain and the body God gave us will only ask for more and more and more and more of what you're used to giving it. It never asks what you've never given it. If you've never tasted strawberries, can you just wake up like, oh, I have a craving for strawberries? No, you won't, because you've never tasted it. But you see, the more you give sleep, the more you give food, the more you give, the body starts to ask for more and more of that. And the more you supply it with that, what else would you be doing? What are you working against? It's your concentration, it's your time going that you'd have invested in something much better that would have added value to you. Okay? So as I wind up, having learned all these things, okay, having learned all these things, let's come to one more big thing here. This is where the rubber meets the road. The make and break of success. Attitude. You give me a report card today, I'll just look at the grades and I can tell what attitude you have towards that subject, towards yourself, towards the school, towards teachers. Attitude, you can't hide attitude. Someone said attitude is like dirty water that has settled in a bottle. As soon as you shake it up, all the dirty contents come from the bottom and they start mixing up. You can't shake it off. Now, whether you have a good or bad attitude, it has its own results. Good attitude attracts positive results, and a terrible bad attitude attracts bad results. What attitude do you have? You can't say this situation, that person, that teacher, that parent made me to have a bad attitude towards the subject. You take responsibility. What is your attitude? If I get an orange, okay, and I apply so much pressure on that orange until it bursts and begin to produce juice, the juice in it begins to drip. Now, whether that juice from the orange is sweet or if it's bitter, the pressure had nothing to do with the taste of the juice. The pressure just served to reveal what was in the orange. You can't blame failure on a teacher, on a parent, on corona quarantine. You can never blame failure on that. We've had many students, maybe they didn't have school fees. They studied from home and they became the top. They went back, sat for the exam, and they passed everyone that was attending classes daily. So being at home in quarantine is not an excuse. We said excuses are the lifestyle of losers, right? Excuses are the lifestyle of losers. The first step to moving higher, the first step to success is what? Goodbye to excuses. No more saying I was sick, I was tired, I didn't know. No. Goodbye to excuses. So let's get back to this attitude, ATT. It's a make or break of success. Now, we needed to hire somebody to come and help us do a certain job. We advertise in the papers, guys send in their CVs. Mnajua CV? Guys send in their CVs, okay. Among the guys that applied, that sent in their CVs, was this guy. He was a straight A guy. In high school and university, he had straight A's. He doesn't know what it is to get a B. Among other guys that applied, there were people there, CB, mixed grill, mchanganyiko maalum. So we called a few, we shortlisted. That means we selected just a few that we thought had close qualifications to what we were looking for that specific job. So fine. They arrived on the day of interview and they sat somewhere downstairs where the secretary was, and the interviewing panel was upstairs. So we were calling through the intercom upstairs, and the secretary answers and brings and escorts the person that we are calling to where the office was. And we had strategically sat at a place where we could see the person coming, how they're walking in, how they're dressed. We could make an assessment quickly within seconds what kind of person that is, because there was a column where you fill in marks as to the appearance of the person and every other detail. So now, we were so excited. We started, who is this guy that has never gotten a B? So he was the first person we called in the interviewing room. And he came. As the secretary was escorting him towards the interviewing room, he was wearing a baseball cap to the side. He was chewing gum. He had sagged jeans all the way down there. He was bouncing like that. You should have seen the dressing. So he came to the interviewing room, saw an empty chair there, pulled it, sat on it, crossed his leg, touched his chin, and asked the interviewing panel, "What can I do for you?" So questions went on, and we told him we're going to get back to you in a week's time with an email and a phone call and let you know whether you managed to get that job. Among the other guys that were being brought in was this guy, really sharply dressed. I think that suit was either borrowed or bought for the interview, okay? The lines on the trouser could make the trouser stand on its own, I'm telling you. And he was walking like the ground could break. So he came, stood at the door and knocked. We said, "Yes, come in." He walked in, stood and said, he walked in, remained standing and said, "Good morning." So we said good morning back. He remained standing. We told him have a seat, and he sat down. So we asked him a couple of questions and told him, "Okay, we'll get back to you in a week's time and let you know whether you have the job via phone call and an email." So your guess is as good as mine. Who do you think got the job? Clearly, not the A guy. If we were to give that job based on looks, that guy was very handsome. See, this is the stupidity of a lot of people. They think my looks will work for me. Ladies, gentlemen, looks go nowhere. As far as sustaining success in life is concerned, see, the first reason we called that guy was because of his grades. So his papers were good, but when he came close to us, he was far from good. His attitude was stinking rotten. How could he just walk into the interviewing room the same way he can walk to his mother's kitchen for breakfast? He was not prepared. He was not well dressed. His language was off. "What can I do for you?" Instead of saying good morning, the etiquette, the decent language, the "excuse me," "thank you," "I'm sorry," those little things speak volumes about you, and they open great doors or they shut great doors. In this case, a big door was shut in the face of a brilliant, smart guy. So as you work hard towards academics, remember, what opened for him the door was his academic paper. So don't put aside academics. But once you enter, what will sustain you is your attitude. We thought, are we really losing a good person? But again, we thought to ourselves, if you put this proud, arrogant person full of himself, if you put him in that department and try to show him how to do a certain job, he will thump his chest and say, "What are you trying to show me here? I'm the A guy, I'm the A, don't show me anything." He was full of himself and he missed an opportunity. We thought we can take this CB guy, okay, because he has the attitude. You can teach him. He's humble. He's teachable. "Thank you," "excuse me." He's well presentable. Anyone would want someone who's presentable to represent their company out there or in any meetings. You want to be proud being associated by somebody who's decent. Don't just dress because it's a fashion. Kata jeans kila mahali and you want to go to church like that. Respect yourself and people will address you according to how you dress. Attitude is everything. It works academically, it works at home, it works with career, it works with even finances. They respect and they respond to attitude. The make and break of success is attitude. Many good people have found good jobs, but they are not able to sustain those good jobs because their anger is terrible. Because they don't respect anybody, or they are too proud, so nobody wants to work with you, and you can't work alone. You can't produce group results as an individual. Are you understanding me? So we need to understand that one of the principles are those timeless things. You found them here, you leave them here. One of the principles of attitude is for you to understand and appreciate that my attitude is my most important asset. I may own an asset of great looks. I may own an asset of a smart brain, unique skills in a certain area, a great car, live in a fancy neighborhood, own what? But all those things can go in a vapor. And with a bad attitude, you'll not get them back. With a good attitude, you'll be able to get them back and much more. The make and break of success is your attitude. What is your attitude towards education, towards your future, towards men, towards women? What's your attitude towards leaders? What's your attitude towards teachers? We will see it in your grades. Your attitude towards your parents, it comes out. Your attitude towards siblings, it affects every part of you. You can't say you'll concentrate in class when you're not having peace at home among your siblings because of your of your type of attitude. Change your attitude. Begin to believe the best about yourself, about your future, about the opportunity of the schooling you have to make something out of yourself. Mold yourself. Renew your attitude. Don't give up when you fall. Rise up. Work in humility, great values. Work with a group. Respect people, and all those things will work for you. I hope you've been able to understand and enjoy everything from the identity, decision making, focus, laws of a winner and a loser, attitude, and we have said goodbye to excuses. God bless you. My name is Life Coach Lillian, and I'm looking forward for us to meet at some point. God bless you.